All right, I want to talk to you about fasting. Fasting. Fasting is so important, especially if you're dealing with the incubus and succubus. Remember Colossians 3 I gave you, it said mortify your flesh. Colossians 3, mortify your flesh and your members upon the earth. Okay? Okay, fasting will help you mortify or help you nullify or help you deaden your carnal desires. Okay? Because I notice a lot of times when I'm in these experiences, uh, if my sex drive is high, okay, and if I'm not fasted or consecrated, that's another thing. Sometimes, uh, if I'm not consecrated, if I'm eating a lot, sleeping a lot, or whatever, just not doing anything spiritually, I'm subject to the succubus. They come in and they pretty much do what they want and they leave. But as long as I'm consecrated or I mortify my flesh, that is, I fast, I consecrate myself, I I'm not just indulging a lot of television, a lot of worldly things, but I'm spiritually minded and I'm focused. Then um, they don't bother me that much. But that's the challenge. The challenge is staying consecrated all the time. The challenge is uh, keeping your just kind of living a fasted life, not overeating and indulging. Remember, if you're overeating, that's greed. Greed is idolatry. Now, read Isaiah 4. No, I'm sorry, not Isaiah 4. Isaiah 56 and 5. Isaiah 56 and 5. You can see there that the people back in that day, they had sex and they were inflamed over these spirits. Okay, they committed spiritual adultery. Not only did they committed spiritual adultery with these god-like beings, but they sacrificed their children. Okay, at the same time. Okay, so you must stay consecrated. We must stay consecrated and focus and stay uh, prayerful and not and stay spiritual minded. Okay. Now I'm gonna talk a little bit about fasting. It's really important. It's really important because I remember there were some times I could not catch these people coming in my house. How many of you have heard of the astral spiders? Astral spiders. Well, I've had them several times come in my home, and they get on the back of your neck or something, and they be doing something back. You can't move. And you can't move, and they back there. It feel like they licking or something back there. I don't know what they're doing. They say some people say they are actually extracting your energy. Okay, but yeah, I had some astral spiders. At the time, I didn't know what they were. I happened to look on YouTube and find out there were other people experiencing the same thing. And they're called astral spiders. Okay, but at the time, I didn't know what to do about it. And God told me, He said, fast before you go to bed. Go to bed hungry. Do not eat before you go to bed. And so I did. Each time, like one time I did, and sure enough, this little thing came in there, looked like a spider, about big as a cat, I guess, but he looked like a spider. And I caught him. I beat the mess out of him. I tore him apart, just pulled his legs apart like a crab, looked like a crab or a spider or something. And I just tore his legs apart. Okay, it's important that you fast, consecrate, get away from the TV. Get away from TV. Don't listen to all that dirty rap music, all that junk. Okay? Sanctify your ears. Sanctify your eyes. Okay? Set your eyes apart. Set your ears apart for holiness, for things that are right. Okay? And I'm still working on that too because, all during the day, I hear a lot of cursing, profanity, all during the day. So I'm trying to eliminate a lot of that. And it helps. It helps, I'm telling you. And one time, I used to have these astral spiders coming in, and they would get on the back of my neck. I really hated that too. They felt really bad. God told me again to fast that night, and before I go to bed hungry, and I did. And so that time, I don't think they came in that time after me. But that time, I went to their place, and these some strange looking people. Okay, I mean, they were just some strange looking people. And I went to their place, and I got me a club or something. I beat them down. It was like they were in They were two females. I noticed it might sound strange to some people, but for those of you who experience this type of stuff, you experience succubus and incubus and all these spirits in the astral realm. This doesn't sound strange to you. You know what I'm talking about. But I got me a club, and I went into their house. I went into her house, and she looked like a little girl, probably a teenage girl, young teenage girl, but she was a devil. Okay, she was an evil spirit, and she would take on this form of like an astral spider and come there and actually sap my energy from me or something while I'm asleep. But I beat the crap out. I beat her down. I destroyed her. With that club or whatever I had in my hand. And then it was two of them. I went to the other home and did the same thing there. So fasting helps. Fasting helps. God just allowed me to see how fasting helps in the spirit. He just allowed me to see what was going on. But if you don't see it, that's okay. You don't have to see it. Just trust God. Fast. Consecrate yourself. Speak the word of God on these entities, on these spirits, and command them. Speak death on them. Command death on them. You are their judge. You are their judge. The Bible said we will judge angels. Okay? You are their judge. Destroy them with your words. Consecrate yourself. Okay? So now when you fast, this is really, really important. This is really important. See, what was it? Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58 tell us that the fast, you fast to break yokes, to break bondages. Okay, if you're bound by something, you fast for that. When Jesus Christ went on his fast, his 40-day fast, what did he do? He came out and he loosed the bounds. He loosed the people that were bound. He opened blinded eyes after he fasted. Okay? When you fast, do not waste your fast. Do not waste it. Okay, sometimes it took me a while to learn this. When you fast, don't waste it. Don't just fast, and then after you fast, the only thing you want to do is just go back to eat and then just go back to watching TV. You just wasted that fast. But when you fast, you speak to whatever's bothering you, and you command it to die. You speak to whatever's bothering you, and you bind it. You speak to whatever's bothering you, and you command it to go away. Because when you fast, you have stored up like power. Okay, it's like power you have stored up. And now, after the end of that fast, speak to whatever that thing is that needs to be destroyed. If you don't do that, then you just wasted a fast. You just went on a 3 or 4 day fast, 5-day fast, or how many days it is, or how many hours it is, and you just wasted it. Okay? So when you fast, make sure you speak to that problem. Okay? And don't change the confession once you speak. Don't change it. Don't ever speak against it. Okay? Once you fast, say God is going to fix this problem. Thank God. And then a month later, don't say, well, I don't think God is going to fix it. Don't do that. Okay? So do not waste your fast. Excuse me. I've had to fast a lot of times to catch these succubus. All right? So that's what I'm going to say. This is a very short video, but it's very important. Do not fast sometimes. Okay, if you got a succubus you can't get rid of, fast. No food. Now drink a little water now if you get thirsty, a little water. And if you feel like you just gonna eat, you can't help it, Well, don't eat all the way. Just take a little juice or something, a little. And then if you do mess around and eat, like you just give in, that's okay. That's okay. It really is. I used to think, God is going to not help me if I eat. No, no, no. That's not right. What you do is just say, Lord, just try to go back on the next day. Okay? If God tell you to fast like 6 days and then you only make it 2, that's fine. That's okay. Go back the next day. Okay, and then you say, well, shoot, I ate again this evening for the second time. That's okay. Go back again the next day. That's the way God is, man. That's the way He is. He'll let you keep trying. Okay? And you might stretch that 6-day fast might stretch out to be 9 days or 10 days because you keep eating and keep. That's fine. That's okay. It really is. I learned this years ago with God. I remember one time He told me to go on a 21-day fast. And I went 18 days. I hadn't eaten anything. I just drank some water. And I went 18 days and I was so hungry and tired of fasting. Because I had been fasting a lot before that too. And anyway, the 18th day I ate. And so I thought, and this was back in 1999. That's how long it's been. And I ate that 18th day. The 18th day I ate. And I thought, well, shoot, I done blew it now. He told me to go 21 days. And so whatever it is, he ain't going to do it now. But he said, no, he said, go back on the fast and continue to fast. And I thought, no, man, I can't. I thought I can't do that. I broke the fast. I broke the fast now. So I ate again the next day. And then the second day I ate again. And he said, no, go back on the fast. And I was thinking, how can I go back on the fast? I done broke the fast. That's what I was thinking. The third day I ate again. He said, and I was thinking, it's over now. I can't. Once you break the fast, you can't continue like that. It's broke. I have to start all over again. That's what I was thinking. He said, no, go back on the fast. You know what? He allowed me to go back on that fast. And I finished those 3 days that was left, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, those 3 days that was left. And at the end of those 3 days, the Spirit got in me and I spoke. I remember I was walking to the bus stop. I was downtown walking to the bus stop. And the Spirit, if anybody saw me or heard me, they probably thought I was crazy. But you know what? The Spirit of God in me, and I don't be doing no crazy stuff out on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like some people do, be doing crazy, weird stuff on the street and telling people God told them to do it. I don't do that junk. But that particular time, God rose up in me, and I spoke out loud to my problem. And my problem was my son was having difficulty. I knew that Satan was trying to kill my son. Sure enough, after I spoke that, when I got home, my son had slit his wrists, both of his wrists. He had slit both of them. And so you could see, when he moved his fingers, you could see those what do you call those, tendons, or whatever you call those things, I forgot what you call them things, in his arm. But he wasn't bleeding. He wasn't bleeding. So my son had the spirit of suicide on him at the time. And so this is what God was, and along with some other things, I went through that next year, that same year. Probably the toughest trial of my life was that year. That was probably the toughest trial of my life. Even I became suicidal after that trial. Okay, and my pastor prayed for me after that. I'm telling you, man, fasting is important. And it's important to follow the voice of God when it's His voice and you know it's His voice. Fasting is important. And so don't waste it though. Speak. And if you eat, that's fine. Just go back on the next day. If you eat again, that's fine. Go back on the next day. Be determined. Okay? All right, be determined, and you will. God will give you victory. Now that doesn't mean that you won't have any more problems later. Just be other problems. Okay, you live in a world of problems. Okay, so there are going to be more problems, but you know how to kick the devil in the rear, right? You're going to fast. You speak the word of God. Okay, if you can't get rid of something. So yeah, I've had succubus and incubus come in, and I couldn't get rid of them. Sometime I would fast, and I would go to bed hungry sometimes. Okay, God would help me. All right, God still speak through visions and dreams. I'm feeling pretty good today, y'all. I feel the millennial rain all over me. I just feel it feels good too. It feels great, man. We got to make it, y'all. We got to make it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. We got to make it. All right. God still speaks through visions and dreams. Have a good day. God bless you.